We're live and we're live and we're live. Welcome to the Diren Kartal show. Episode 38, guys. What's going on? And today I've got Mr. Adam Collard. What's going on, Adam?
Mate, I'm looking forward to speaking to you. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Bro, to be fair, I would rather have you like in the studio. I feel like we could have had, like, I always find that studio is always way more fun. But obviously, yeah. I'm assuming you're one of the influencers that's in Dubai right now. Are you in Dubai?
Mate, I'm not doing Dubai. Do you know when people overdo things, it makes it a little bit uncool? I mean, I know you and Omega went, didn't you?
Yeah. But I've never done it. But I've never done it like that. I've never done it like that before. Have you? You've done it before?
I had a few of those trips when I first sort of like came off the back of the show, and I did it at the start. Did it with a relationship that I would have had more fun if me and you went. Put it that way.
Yeah. 100%. Bruv, that was okay. The first question I got. Yeah, I have to ask this to everyone.
Yeah.
People are gonna think I've got a Nando sponsorship, but I really don't. I need to know your Nando's order.
Right, Nando's order. Right, if I'm being good, butterfly chicken.
Yeah.
Still get peri chips no matter what, and either spicy rice or super grains. Honestly, if I'm hungover, I'll get the full boneless platter, and I will get one mash, one peri chips, one spicy rice, and one garlic bread, and it's getting lively.
All on your own, you can smash that, yeah?
I'll normally have to leave maybe like one boneless thigh of the platter to try and and it cripples us.
Okay. What? How much do you weigh?
Bang on 100 at the minute. Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Fuck. Are you 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5". So no one really realizes. Like, I think it depends who's taking the photo. Or it depends. Like, you can't tell on socials, can you? Like, I've met people before, like the Dubai crew, and I was like, "Fuck, like you're really small." Like, and I really thought like you were twice the size of me.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Yeah, there's something about like. It's a bodybuilding thing, isn't it? It's a bodybuilding thing. That's what it is. Yeah. Like working the angles really well and all of that shit. When really, I'm 6 foot, yeah. And when I stand next to some bodybuilders, because I've got a bit of fluff, people tend to think the bodybuilders are way bigger. But you stand next to him, and I'm like, bruv, if I double leg you, you got no chance. Yeah. you got no chance. So you're most well known for coming out of Love Island, right? Yeah,
I'd say that. Well, 100%. Especially at that time, that was my biggest trend, so to speak.
Yeah. And I always feel a bit like, I thought twice about asking that, right, and saying that because I know you're passionate about fitness, and I know you're passionate about trying to build a business on online and actually trying to help people, whereas. So I want to know, does that offend you when someone says that or calls you up, say, because of Love Island, or do you see it as an opportunity? So does that offend you? That's what I want to know.
So this is the God's honest truth, right?
Yeah.
The only time I've ever, in 22 years at the time, because I was 22 when I went on the show, the only time I fell out with my dad is because, like, let's say I put in 60% of the money for the gym and he put in 40% and I still owed him it.
Okay.
And I went on the TV show 9 months after the gym opened on Love Island, and he fell out with us, and he was, because he's quite old school, he didn't like it. He was like, why do you want anyone to know your business? What's going on? What's doing this? He was like, Dad, trust us. I went, I'm going to go on the TV. I'm going to fuck a couple of girls over. I'm going to get 1 million followers, and I'm going to pay for the gym. And like, that's it. And he was like, and he didn't speak to us. So the day I left, because you get quarantined. Actually, the first time I ever got quarantined, I was on Love Island before COVID, and you get quarantined for a week before you go in.
Is that like no phone, nothing, no phone or anything like that? Yeah. Okay.
So I remember, like, we're sitting on the beach, and you have a chaperone. Yeah. So like mine, I'm not going to say, actually, should I say this? Should I not? Will I get him in trouble? Fuck it.
It's up to you.
He had like a map of Spain and Mallorca on his phone. And I was like, what's the red ring? And he was like, that's us and that's your red ring. And then, like, he's like, the girl who's going to be on the show, that's her red ring. So we're not allowed to go past there because you might bump into her on the street, and you'll probably know because you guarantee that you could be one of the fittest girls you see. And it was like Laura Anderson, who was on the beach one day, and like, he was like, we need to go. So that's how it works. So you're sitting there and you get locked down for a week. And I remember, like, obviously I left on the Sunday bank holiday and I didn't tell quite a lot of my mates. And I told my best mate, I was like, when you go into the bar, just tell them once you get there, because I'll already be on the plane, so I can't get pulled out.
Oh, okay.
We went there, and then I was like thinking, oh, well, none of them are actually going to know for another week, like in the press.
Yeah.
And I was sitting, and there was this like stereotypical, like, Englishman in Spain, right? The biggest beer belly you ever had, like Umbro sliders, like class, right? Open his newspaper, and I was on the front cover, on the back on like on the front on Love Island, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was like 6 days countdown, and I was like, yeah, everyone fucking knows. And there was like, I think it was like maybe Harry Kane on the other side of like scoring the goal on the back page, and I was on the front page, and I was like, that's actually sick.
How does it get released? Like, who leaks it? Do they leak it on purpose so people know who's going on?
They leak it on purpose, but normally so I left on the Sunday bank holiday, and I would have been on your screen on the Sunday after. So when it hits Monday morning, because people start cottoning on, like I didn't tell my own mom.
No.
I told I was working away for a week.
Was she fuming when you didn't tell her?
She was and she wasn't, because like they really go to town and being like, if anyone finds out, you are dropped. And like once you go through all the rigmarole of like getting yourself on it, you don't want to get dropped, because like you've probably like been down to London about 5 times or something like that anyway.
Okay. So so when you went on, you were 22 and you opened the gym with your dad, right? Has he got a training background, or is he
just business savvy? So basically I worked in a gym so my 18th birthday, got qualified as a PT. Went to go and do accountancy. I went to go and do architecture. I went to go and do like in Leeds Met, which is like obviously further down the country, the crack.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was like, long story short, I was like, I found the love of training from like 16 to 18. And by the time I got to that university time, it was like he wasn't really educated. So the thing was, you're the first person to ever get into uni, because we were quite rough around the edges. Go to uni. You have to go to uni. You have to get a degree. And then once I got there, I was like, I literally stayed for 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm getting a degree, like a generic business marketing degree, to probably start my own thing. And I said, like, what is the point in that? So what happened was, came back, went to Northampton Uni, did like a 3-month mini course for PT.
Yeah.
And then pretty much just jumped straight into gyms. Worked on a gym floor like you. It was like fitness first.
Yeah.
Worked in the gym group, which you've probably seen all over London.
Yeah.
Everybody knows them, like one of the big hitters apart from Pure Gym.
Yeah.
Then got a job for like Reebok CrossFit, and then eventually got into this place.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. Wicked. Okay. So you loved training before even it wasn't, because what you see now is, and I know you're not one of them, is you get people that go on to shows like that, right? They come out and then they use their personal trainer's way of selling a product, right? Which, all right, do what you need to do. I don't care, right?
Mate, but I want to ask you something. Have you seen the one in the last week of someone running on a chair?
Bruv, me and Alima got in a lot of trouble for that. I was supposed to do... Alima made a video. I was going to make a video like, oh, you took Neat Up 24/7 to a whole different level, right? But then Alima posted the video and he got a lot of shit because she was making a workout for people that was disabled. And we were like, come on. She's not. Come on. Like, it's not, it's just, it's stupid. And it teaches people the wrong fundamentals about fitness. And it doesn't create those good habits that are going to be long lasting. So it kind of, sometimes it doesn't frustrate me, whatever, but like, I'm a bit like, I don't have it in me to like talk about something or do something that is not me. Whereas you do that, right? But you've been a trainer since you were 18, right? And you're in love with it. You haven't just made a little transformation and then gone, buy this PDF. Do you know what I mean? Does that frustrate you when you see those people?
Yeah, so you asked me the question, the answer to your question straight up is yes, it frustrates me, but it doesn't frustrate me, someone like you asking, because I know you know the answer already from what you see. Yeah. But it frustrates me when people tarnish me with the same brush, because there is 2 people out of that TV show that actually care about fitness. Maybe a couple more that I'm being a bit harsh on, but me and Frankie Foster
Yeah.
were legitimate PTs. Me and Frankie Foster have trained CrossFit, we've trained bodybuilding, we've trained Olympic lifting. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to like be like, oh, I'm great. Like, there's loads of great trainers, but what I'm saying is you can't tarnish everyone on the same brush. There is a few people who are just have a PT in the background. Like, I'm not being funny. The body coach, he's the most famous example in the world.
Yeah.
I know someone who's PT'd him.
Yeah,
with
of course.
with barbells and with weights, not with body weight running on the spot. And like, but I'll find an example. Someone told me when I came out the show, they were like, oh, James Smith, who I know you were close to, went on his story and said, oh, Adam Collard already follows me on Love Island. I watched your videos when you were building the academy for the first time.
I see that, yeah. That is sick because James said that to me. James was like, oh, Adam Collard. And I'll be honest, bro, I never watched the show. I never watched the show. I didn't know. But then he was like, I'm meeting someone from Love Island. I said, oh, cool, wicked, bro. And he said, you were already in the academy and you've already like DM'd Smith before.
Yeah.
Which just shows like your headspace. You already like you in your mind was like, I'm gonna go on the show.
Yeah.
And I want to deliver my message to people in a way, I guess, that people understand. That's sick, bro. That's crazy, isn't it? What's that? 4 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah. So 2018 was the show, but like I've followed you for. Do you know what it is? It was the no bullshit approach. It was it was the talking. And to be fair, like he made a comment and he was like, "Oh, James, I think he took a photo or a story of us together saying like, I'm not taking a photo with this guy, like when he's got abs like that. But I don't look at people just for that. I looked at you guys because of the whole approach of like doing videos and getting the point across, like metaphors that make normal average Joes understand. So they're not struggling. It's like, it can help everybody. Yeah. So that was my goal when I went on the show. And one of the funniest things, which I know got cut because I know I said it, was we were all around the fire pit and Laura Anderson was like, oh, like every time Boy came in, right? Yeah. It was like, oh, who do you fancy? Why are you here? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And like, I got told off so much in there by the producers, like so fucking, like not told off, but like they were like, stop swearing, like just shitty things like that. And I just went, come on, we're fucking being serious. We're all going to get a following after this. Do you really, like, Dr. Alex fully believed he was going to fall in love in there. And he was the most honest person. He fully believed, like, that girl is in love with me. And it was crazy. And we got on so much because we had such different backgrounds. Yeah. That boy, like, at that time, that boy had never seen a bad thing in his life.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he'd never had a bad, like, in my opinion, I was like, you've been wrapped up in cotton wool. Whereas I was the polar opposite. I used to just be like, come on, are you being serious? Like, we're going to get followers out of this and we're all going to be okay. Like, give it a break. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, stop. Like, you know, when people were coming at me and stuff on the show and like on Twitter, I was like, literally, do you think I care? Because the only, like, Sculpt came on the TV on the first episode. Like, that's all I'm bothered about.
All right, let me tell you something. Yeah, I know you wouldn't care anyway. One of my roommates, one of the girls, I haven't put her on my story yet, but anyway, I was like, she goes, what are you doing today? I said, I've got a podcast with Adam Collard. I'm not sure if you've watched Love Island. He was on there. He goes, yeah, he was a bit of a prick, wasn't he? I said, hold on a second. I said, what makes you say that? He was like, oh, I think he was playing around with all the girls. I was like, I mean, isn't that the point of the show? Like, that's what I was like. I'm so confused. I can't tell what's real and like what's not. So was that the angle that you played, or was that the angle that you were made to look with editing and the producers and all of that stuff?
So yes and no. Like, the producers don't, people always say like, do the script it. They don't script it, but what they do is they manipulate positions, right? What they did was they put 5 girls in there on day 1, 5 boys in there on day 1. Yeah. Waited 8 hours to make them like choose who they were. Put me in on hour number 9 as the odd number and said, oh, there's 48 hours for Adam to take a girl off or he's gone. What am I going to do? I've got like, there's 5 boys and there's 4 girls. Of course I'm going to go for it. And the question to me is, right, and this is the always to say, right, say you say to me like, oh, I'm going to come and stay with you for a week, right? Yeah. You've never been to Newcastle, or you've came once, haven't you? Yeah. You meet a bird on a Wednesday in the bar and you go, Adam, she's like mint. She's like class. But then on Friday night, you meet an even better one on Friday night. Like, you've only met them for 48 hours. Yeah. Are you telling me on Sunday before you go on the train and you've got one chance to take one of them for breakfast, which one are you going to go? Is that a bad thing?
You know what? I've never thought of it like that.
That's how long I was in there for. Like the first 2 decisions were in 72 hours. So like, yes, there was 4 girls, but the first 2 were already done in 72 hours. The second 2 were longer. So like you just said, go to Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Say we go to Dubai, and I go and I meet a new girl, like in fucking whatever they call it, in the palm, and then I realised that she's a bit thirsty on the gram, and I like the more natural one who's in just along the street or just in the gym. I'm gonna take that one out on her.
Yeah. Or you take both.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you go out with both. Oh, that's pretty mad, because I never knew. I didn't realize how. Because at that time, me and Smith were in Australia and we went traveling in Bali and stuff. So I kind of missed out on all of that while it was happening. But all my mates, all my boys that play football, everyone, every day on the story was Love Island. I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like the whole nation.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's like you did it. You, Frankie, and that did it at like the perfect time, because I feel like now it's just, I don't know, it's just like
it's weird, hasn't it? It's like changed, because I think people can see through and I think people are starting to see through the influencer ads as well.
Yeah.
And yes, like I'm gonna hold my hands up, like I do them, but
yeah,
like if I told you the fee that Herbalife tried to turn me over with, it would be a joke. Bro. And I said I'd rather get paid £500 a photo for something I believe in than £1,000 off views. And like, yes, like that's good enough for me. That's good enough. Don't get us wrong. Like there's things that I promoted where I think, would I have actively went and searched for this in the shops? No, but it is nice once I've received it.
Bro, I've got nothing against people doing ads. It's just, I've got something against if people are doing ads for the wrong thing or promoting it in the wrong way, right? But like, for example, Herbalife, I believe you with that, because I'm pretty sure is Gaz from Geordie Shore, right?
Yeah.
I've never even, I wasn't following that guy. I never knew about I didn't even know about Herbalife. Someone told me, I searched his name on Instagram. He's already blocked me.
Yeah.
He's already blocked me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I tell you what, you know who's one of the best examples ever? Holly Hagan. How did you see when because you directly, she turned to the good side. She turned to the good side. She was like totally different compared to anyone else. And like, you've just got to, like, I've got an ad coming up with Reebok, like, and it's the new trainers. I fucking love that. They got us to go to the McGregor fight. They got me to go. Like,
that's fucking sick.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a genuine ad. I've been a kid and I've looked at him for years. I've been a kid and I've wanted them shoes for years. Like, like I was laughing because like, this is how long I followed you. The Nike and Adidas where you were like, which one's going to sponsor us first? Like, do you know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
I did that on purpose. So someone comes at me, right?
Yeah.
I was like, Nike's never going to come at me because they go for athletes, right? Professional athletes, the ones that are getting paid to play a sport or whatever. And then someone from Adidas messaged me. I was like, no fucking way. This is like, I was like, I got so excited. And I've said it before. If Adidas, Nike, Apple came to me and were like, Diren, we want to do like a partnership thing, I would do it. It's Apple, it's Nike, it's Adidas. And so I completely get that. Did you say they took you to the McGregor fight?
So they sent us to a penthouse in London for the McGregor, who was it? It was his comeback fight. But prior to that, me and my dad and the family went to McGregor Mayweather, and like before Love Island, like before that. So I think like stuff like that, it's genuine and people can see that. Like, for example, like other things, like you know what it's like God, how many tubs at the start when you thought you were gonna get 2 inches on your arms if you try to like drink Optimum Nutrition or you try to drink USN? Like we're wiser now. That's not gonna work, but you would still use it in your diet because it's good. So like if they come knocking, like I'm gonna do that, but I'll never do anything that I would never do anything that I wouldn't sell to like my sister or my mom.
No, I think that's and you can see that, and like you can see that for it. What was the experience like? Like from that conversation, it's obvious that you kind of knew what angle you were gonna play, right?
Yeah,
which is great. Did I tell you I got called to go on?
No.
I was like, I got called to go on. They took me, they said, Diren, hey, we want to take you to the last audition, straight to the last audition. And my manager was like, and I was chatting to James and my manager, we got the same manager. And he's like, it's up to you. I said, I'm going to go to the last audition because I said, I never know who I'm going to meet, right? I said, I might meet a producer and they might be like, you know what, this lad can go on another show. I don't know, whatever. I went on and they interviewed me straight away and the producer was like, so Diren, tell me why do you want to come on an island? I said, I don't care. I said, if you take me, you're going to get great content and there's going to be a laugh. And if you don't, I'm not going to cry about it. And that's me being completely honest. And so I think, they obviously want people that are, it's mad. I feel like
invested.
That, and I feel like people, and I saw some people in there, it's like they play dumb on purpose.
Yeah.
Did you do that? Or was it like?
So like, what was I like? I basically told them what I was going to do. I said like, I'm not being funny. Like, I'm going to sound like an absolute dickhead saying this, but like, I know how to get people and like, I know what makes people tick. Yeah. And like, I said, I was I was overly cocky when I interviewed until like, I was in the mix. Like, I was like, get us if you want, but like, you'll not get anyone better. Like, that's what they like. Yeah. Like I said, take us if you want to take us, but like, you'll not get anyone better.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm not even kidding. Like I walked out of the studio where I had my first interview, and by the time I walked along the street, I was in London for the weekend. I got pulled straight back in. But like, you've got to be like that. I think they've got an idea of like, right, you've got 4 really confident people. You've got 4 not so confident people. That's going to work. Yeah. Whereas like, do you know what it is, right? This is a prime example. If you were in there, right, and I took a girl off you, we would laugh and have a boys' crease about it, but they don't want that. They want someone that would take it to heart.
Yeah.
Whereas like, and if I got sick of it, I'd be like, Diren, do you want this one back? Like having a laugh, like, because that's what boys do. We're in behind closed doors. But the problem is it's not behind closed doors.
Yeah, that must be weird, man. Like, did you feel like you have to every like everything that you say, like I'd kind of be worried I'll say something really stupid and I come across as, who's this guy? I don't know. They can make you look like however they want you to, I guess, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they definitely made me look more like we would have laugh with they made me look more serious than what I was to make it even more dramatic. And I have that behind us. Like I can be silent and keep my cards close to my chest.
Yeah.
And like not tell anyone what I'm thinking, but I can also like have a laugh and open up about it. And I think they dumbed that bit down a little bit just simply because they were like, we need this one to be the villain.
Okay. I see you. They were like, we're gonna get this good-looking guy to be the villain because the girls are gonna fall for him as it is.
Well, like Dr. Alex was like one of the best boys that when I was on the show, like we laughed, complete polar opposites. And like we used to laugh at each other being like, you would have never got put in that situation because of the way you look. And I'd be like, I'd never get the nice stuff because I'm not like you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Is there anything that you regret about going on? Is there any regret at all? Anything you did, or any level of regret with something that you did, like
I would have got kept on the show for longer if I genuinely did like Zora at one point. Okay. I say that now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like really would not even say hello to her on the street now, but just be totally honest. Oh, like I'd be all right, but like just waste of time.
Is that the girl that you were with when you came out?
So she was the 3rd one, and they basically kicked her out without my choice. So it was either leave or continue the experience. And then obviously there was a new girl in who I coupled up with, but it wasn't platonic because Zora was, to be fair to her, I liked her because she was my longest person. I think we worked out at 12 days in there, which is quite a long time for Love Island, but it's not a long time in the real world. But I was like, oh, do you know what? Like, she was actually pretty sound. Like, I would have probably like had a crack with her in the real world.
Yeah.
But that's what I got. Like, I got the idea of this is not real. Stop thinking this is real.
That must be some crazy mind games, man.
I thought like I regret not trying with the other girl and thinking like, let's see where this goes, because I was already in my head like out, and I think I lasted for another 10 days and I was just walking around like just not really doing anything.
Okay. Is like, say for example, if you stayed in longer, it's more exposure, right? You get more followers, all of this, all of that. When you're in there, do they like legally have to pay you like a day-to-day salary or something? Or is it like there's nothing like that?
I know that I had like, I think it was £200 a week.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
for like basically for 24 hours filming 7 days a week. So I think it was something like that. I can't really remember, but it was minimal. Like, because I was thinking to myself, and obviously going back to the dad scenario, being like, you've opened your own gym. Like, I was doing like, I had 5 transformation groups and like 40 hours PT a week. Like, I was smashing it, but I was in the grind of like, this is my gym. I've just started off. I haven't got staff yet. I'm gonna have to. So when I did that, I was like, right, I'm losing money. I actually got two PTs before I went on the show to cover the gym, and they were sound, but like I was like, I'm actually losing money here. So if I get spat out within 4 days, I've really fucked up.
If you got spat out in 4 days, right, and you gained, I don't know, 20,000 followers, whatever, or 30,000 followers, 50, nothing much, nothing big enough to kind of change your life, I would say.
To justify it,
yeah. And you had to go back to PT. Would you be upset?
Yeah.
Or would you be happy to be like, you know what, I'm good. I'm a PT and I like what I do.
I'm PTing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not because I need the money, but not because I need the money, because I like the people. I like the people. Like, I'll give you an example. The woman who I've got into, like, don't get us wrong, it's 2 hours work, like tops. But like, the woman has been with me since I was 17. So why am I not going to keep her? Like, I don't need it, but like, I like it, and I'm going to be in here anyway, filming content. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good. No, I love hearing that, bro, because I just feel like a lot of people just do things for the wrong reasons. I feel like if you do something for fame, if you do something for money, I feel like it never works out, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people get caught up in that. It's like people are getting, it's weird. It's like they're famous for being famous. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I used to.
Weird, right? I don't know.
When I went on PAs, and like, the best way to describe it, I was like, I'm the world's worst DJ. I've got a PA tour for no talent. Like, I've literally got no talent. Like, in that, I do have a talent, but you can't do it in a nightclub.
Yeah. So what were they doing? Were they like, so after that happens, I'm assuming you get thrown like events everywhere. People going, because it's interesting for people to like to see that, to let go of PT for a while. You must. I would have been like, fuck PT for 6 months. I need to like do what I can and then do what I do. I can go back to what I'm doing anyway, but I might as well monetize with what I've done. Right? Were you the same mentality or like?
Yeah. So like, I was a bit naive. I thought that I would have been able to juggle a few more balls, but like, there was no PT for a year pretty much, unless I was back for like the odd weekend. And I was like, look, I really like, you've been here, like, quickly come in and I'll train you, like stuff like that. But like, there was no set structure. I wasn't doing my diary on a Sunday night and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so capitalizing on all the PAs, which was like, I'll never earn, like, I genuinely was on footballer money at one point for the first 2 weeks.
That's like crazy, bro. Yeah. That's mad. Like, is it tiring? Must be tiring.
Oh, mate. Well, that's the thing, like the mental side of it. Like, I had a driver in a big black Mercedes car that used to take us about. Never met him before. Like, took us from nightclub to nightclub. I used to not drink, or like, if I did, it would be like casually by myself. And you're going into a nightclub at 12, you're coming out at 1, you're going to bed. Like, you don't know anyone in the area unless I'm taking my friends. But obviously, you got to think, like, my friends, like, they would be so hyper, where they'd be like, oh, this is the best. We're going on a Saturday night. And I'm like, in the back of my head, like, one, I've done this for the last 10 days, so I'm not excited. I'm only excited about seeing you. Like, I could have just had Nando's and been excited with you. But like, the other thing is, like, I'm like, I know that I've got to do this on a Tuesday night in Southampton when you aren't going to be there because you've got to go back to your normal job, and I'll be alone for that one. So it is weird, you know, because I did like, the best thing ever was when me and Sam Bird doubled up. We started saying to people, can you tie us in together? And like, we got so close with that. But I did like 140, 150 nights. There was one, yeah. There was one day where there was one stint where I did 28 nights in a row. Sorry, I did 28 nightclubs in 26 days, because we did Manchester and Halifax in the same night, and Liverpool and something else in the same night.
What? That is mental. And what, people just in the club, like, waiting for you to rock up and you just get the mic or something? I don't know.
No, I didn't. I never even did that, because I'm not like, it's funny, like, Josh Denzel, he's great on the mic, right? Where's great on the mic? I was like, boys, like, I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm not like class on that. Like,
okay.
I'm good on stuff like this, and I can speak to the camera for YouTube when I'm confident. When I'm confident with fitness.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up there. I cannot sing. I cannot move like you two. Like, no.
It's a bit like me and James. A bit like me and James. A bit like me and James. Yeah.
So I was like,
funny.
boys, I'm not doing any of that. But it was good fun, and it was the best experience ever because I'll never do that again. But it definitely, in the mental side of it, was the thing that like I had a passion for, I couldn't do because I was too tired. So during the day, I would be slogging myself through a pure gym that was in a random place across the country. Yeah. And I was thinking like, I'm half-arsing this. And like, I wasn't drinking badly, but I was just casually drinking like maybe 2 a night because I felt a bit nervous going to meet random other people.
Bro, 100%. Every time me and Smith do any level of event, any event, I'm always having a drink before. It takes like the edge off. Like it does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Chills you out a bit because it's weird, isn't it? It's like as soon as you meet someone, whether it's a selfie or whatever it is, you have to turn up because they're there to see you. So you have to turn up and you have to show, not a fake persona, but you have to be like full attention. You give them eye contact. And I guess that's what makes you like, oh, you got the power to make someone's day, bro. You know, it's like if you don't give them that attention, it's kind of a waste. Do you know what I mean? But like when you did all of that, right? And one problem I've had, and luckily me and Smith are so close, and every book tour I've done with him or any other event that we've done, we've come off of it together and spent like a day or two together. It's like you're the most special person in the world in the room for a night, right?
Yeah.
And then you go back and you're all alone. Did that mentally fuck you up or not? Because for some days I was like, what, this is crazy. Like, I was a bit like, what's going on? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like, it is like being like I was trending on Twitter once, like across the UK, like, and obviously I didn't see that part, but like there was certain times where like I took Zara for a while, and I think we were in a pretty bad relationship at the time. But because we were the only two people at that exact time that knew exactly what each other was thinking but didn't want to say it, we'd used each other as a comfort blanket, even though I couldn't probably stand her, she probably couldn't stand me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We both knew that at that time. So like, you want to be that. Like, Sam was a great one, but this you feel like you're on top of the world, and then you suddenly go back to normality, and you just think like, oh, like, am I not doing anything now? Like, I used to get a bit anxious, being like, I should be doing something. Like, am I losing it?
Nah, I get you, man. I guess that's why, because over the recent years, there's been a few like suicides of people, right? Which can you relate? Not in that mindset, but you can probably understand why they felt like that.
The one that I can probably most relate to is Mike, because this is the thing, right? Like, I didn't like cheat on any girl or anything like that. Like, I've never cheated on any girl that I've been with properly in a relationship. I'm brutal when I'm like seeing people, because I will just be like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I've been seeing other people, like, but I'm honest.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, with that Mike, like, I related to him because one, he was on my agency, but also, right, if you're a male and you're tarnished with a brush of, right, he's the bad boy, he's got no feelings, how do you speak to someone?
Yeah.
How do you speak to someone? Like, it's all right for, like, God forbid, like, I've met Caroline, like, got a few times, and she was absolutely amazing. She literally, like, you know, one of them elite people that walks in the room and takes over. Like, she was one of the most special people that you'll ever met. Like, such a performer.
I met her once at Soho Fest with Bradley Simmons, and we ended up like spending a few hours together, having a few drinks, like dancing at the festival.
Yeah.
And it's just pure energy, man. She's just pure energy. So she's really good to be around. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So like with her, like maybe she could have spoke to people a bit more, and like that's what people need to do. But like, I really feel for like the people that come off the show, whoever is the bad person on male and female side, right? Me and Megan Barton Hanson were our year. Mike was his year. Like, it's hard for them to speak because you are the bad person that doesn't care about anyone. But really, it's not about that. It's just you're the person that's coincidentally like had the most people on Love Island, not in real life, on Love Island.
Yeah, I hear you. Fuck, it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird word. You feel like sometimes people like people think they know you, right?
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like even the smallest example is me telling one of my roommates going, do you know Adam Collar? That reaction is like, it's kind of fucked up. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, if you are someone and this is the thing about people that do like troll, and this is why when anyone tries to troll me, I always troll them back, because if I was, and then because I've given back replies that are fucking brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
This one guy messaged me, right? He started claiming that all my successes were this and that, and I could tell he's just a racist prick. I can feel it. I can feel it, yeah. So I was like, raw. I said, you got a missus? I said, she broke up with you, innit? And you got 2 kids, right? And I hit him in the fucking heart, and I didn't care. And he was like, how did you know? I said, no wonder no one wants to be around you, all of that shit. I was like, don't ever speak to people like that, because if I was personally, like, if I was, I'm not going to say mentally weak, but if I was someone that really took it to heart and damaged myself because of what someone said to me online, then no one would ever know about it. That's why I bite back to trolls. And I think people should just fucking treat him like shit, bro. I don't even care. Have you?
Oh, mate, like, I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's been a few times where, like, I used to, like, because I've seen it firsthand. Like, there's been a couple of people that I've been in a relationship with who are in the public eye. Like, since then, like, you got a couple of girls specifically, and they, like, used to really take it to heart. And I used to say it behind closed doors and think, fuck, that really gets to them. And I used to think, like, I really don't give a fuck when people say it to me. Like, am I, like, even not, like, I used to just literally, people used to be like, say it to me, like, just random shit, like body example, right? They used to be like, oh, you look better like 3 months ago before you did that. I'm like, because I've been to Dubai, I've been to Belgium on the piss, and I've been like on 25 PAs. Of course I'm gonna look better. And then like other things like, oh, you were a dickhead on Love Island, oh, that show that you've never been on. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But like I used to see like Zara, like the girls that I've been with after the show, like who've got blue ticks, who are in the public eye, and I used to think like it gets to them. It gets to them big time. Like both of them that I was with, I used to think like behind closed doors, like I've seen people cry about trolls like firsthand.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a bit more tough skinned, like fucking hell. In my house, like we're rough, like you used to fight people for fucking like the best chocolate bar in the drawer after tea. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was just not bothered. Like you used to just like me and my little brother just kick 7 shades of shit out of each other. Like I'm not gonna be bothered about a troll.
Yeah.
But other people are.
Yeah, I think another thing is, you know, like a lot of the blue tick thing, by the way. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that, big man. I wouldn't I wouldn't know anything about that.
I was waiting.
I was like, you did that on purpose. You did that on purpose.
Instagram don't rate me.
I should have gone on the show just for a tick. But I feel like, you know, a lot of people, like, you're obviously tough skin, which is great. But I think majority of the trolls that say things like that, they would never say that to your face.
Oh, nah. It would be more impressive if they did.
Yeah, that's what would make it fun. But if have you ever had anyone in public say anything to you directly to your face?
There was like one person on a video. It was funny. I took Zara. It was really close to like coming off the show, and like I just had this kid that came in the line and queued up.
Yeah.
Like he queued up to get a photo of us, and he was just in my ear, and he was going like, "Oh, like blah blah." He's like, he was just like trying to get us to bite. He was like, "Oh, like are you gonna fuck your missus off? Can I have a go over? Blah blah blah. You're gonna do this, can you do that?" And I was like, "Mate, like, thank you for taking an hour to queue up to get a photo with me. Yeah. Okay, but if you want to go and try, just go over there and sit with fun, try and have a pop. But I guarantee you what will happen." And like, I was just like, but that's always been like my persona, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we have trash talk in the gym with the boys, and they like say stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, right," like, you know, the classic, like, "Come on, you're warming up still, bro," like stuff like that. Like, it toughens you up a little bit. But yeah, like people have tried to say that. The worst one was probably, I helped a disabled woman off the train with a wheelchair because there was no ramp when I was on PA tour.
Yeah.
And this woman just randomly said, she was like, "I thought you were supposed to be the dickhead of Love Island this year." And I was just like, so I can't help a disabled woman. Right, like I just thought, like, what the fuck? And she was standing there with her phone, and I don't know how it didn't go anywhere, but I was just like, how? Like I've dumped a few girls. I'm not going to kick a wheelchair woman like off the train. Like I said, of course I'm going to help her. So like, do you know when you lift someone like a pram? Like
yeah.
So I just bumped her off, and I was like, what? Like,
yeah, that's mad. That's crazy. That's it's people can be weird, innit? And I think sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's been occasions where I've turned around and gone, hey, that person annoys the shit out of me. I've met them and I've gone, raw. They're actually really nice. I feel bad, you know. And I've actually said it. I said, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've said some shit about you I don't like, but like, not like bitching about them. But I've said it to them and be like, but I was very wrong. I apologize, you know. And I feel like kind of like people do respect that. So when you like you came off the show, you must have had a crazy fucking year. You must have had come here, stay here, come on to this resort, come do this, come do that, which no matter what anyone says, it's fucking cool, bro. Like if you got followers and you get free stuff, it's cool, isn't it? Like,
yeah, mate, it's class. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is put on a platter for you, and it's there for the taking. And like I would say like I'm monetized as much as I possibly could, but I had me and Sam Bird will say this, right?
Yeah.
And this is probably hot when I turned single as well, because he was single the full time. But when I ended up breaking up with such and such, we had the best, not one Love Island on there, or like very few. We had the best time, put it that way.
Okay.
We said like, yes, like taking advantage of everything, but I was like, this is sick. Like I never took anything for granted. Like this is why like people were like, do you get annoyed when people ask you for photos? And I'm like, no, because that's not going to last forever. Like unless I'm eating and I'm in a restaurant or like, but like, no, never, because like this is not going to last forever. And you don't know who that person's dad or mom is, who might own a company that I need.
Mate, 100%. This is why you should always be like good to people, nice to people, because you never know what opportunities may occur from all of this stuff. I'm a prime example of Smith's business partner is the guy I introduced him to build the academy, you know? Yeah. And I knew we were naturally going to do stuff. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and it just like kind of opens doors. Would, do you still get that now? Like people coming up to you for selfies and that?
Not in my home, not in Newcastle, because very rarely in Newcastle, because people have new, like, let's face it, you come to the gym, the chances are, I'm in my office now, podcasting with you. I'm like thinking like, when are people going to start rocking in the next hour? But not really here. But as soon as I start going more down south, you
wouldn't down south. When coming off doing the ads, all of that stuff, 1 million followers, blue tick, the madness, which is sick. How hard is it? And I know there's going to be personal trainers listening to this. How hard is it actually trying to get people to pay for fitness stuff online? I think people think it's easy, right? So what's your thing on that? Because people probably think Adam Collard, he's got 1 million followers, he's probably got 10,000 paying members or something like that, right? But when really, what's it like?
Mate, it's so much harder than what you realize, because one, there's so much out there. There's so many options. Like, I've even got people that like, if I couldn't do something, like I would say like, oh, like I know this guy, like you go to him, because I haven't got time for it. But like, it's so hard to get people to take you seriously with that, because like, yes, my following's great, but the amount of people that are interested in that is so niche. Yeah. And you have to really try and like break the mold and like find that sort of like avenue. And I tried, the only time what I regret doing for a little bit is I tried to be too mainstream to keep the followers happy, instead of doing what I liked. And as soon as I started doing it, like maybe the likes on them exact posts weren't good enough, but the people that were there, I guarantee they were interested in what I had to say. Like there's so many people, like the most common thing on podcasts, the few that I've done, is like people are like, oh, you actually opened the gym before that. It wasn't just you had loads of money. And I was like, no, like I've done this, like I've only ever had one job. And and do you know that sort of stuff? So only now, 2 years down the line, are people now thinking to myself, and this is why I mentioned Frankie as well, is because we speak about it all the time. Only now, 2 years off the show, people are like, those two boys are still doing it. They must be serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Frankie's exactly the same. I'm going to get him on as well, because I find it's just, people don't know. People think it's easy. People think you have this many, and they think there's no work behind it. When really, when you work online, your work actually doesn't stop. Like you might be you'd be doing stuff in your gym, you're managing a gym, managing people, looking after clients, and also have an online thing where you have to do content, you have to, I don't know, market it and all of that stuff. Did you feel like you said, with like the pressure of trying to please some people online or whatever? I always think people, I say this as well, I don't care about the followers, bruv. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. But I think everyone really cares. I think we all care. Like I lose like 1,000 followers a week, bro. And I gain like 1,200 a week or whatever. Right. But like, when you see that unfollow, it does cut you for a split second, doesn't it? Like, I think people, you know what I mean? How are you affected by that? Does it affect you, or are you just like, whatever?
It did. And I stressed about it at the start because I was thinking, oh, is that going to be less money? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? But like, I've found that like, yes, certain things have came down, but like people do take me more seriously. Like, for example, like speaking to a woman about Reebok yesterday, they would not have done a collaboration if they didn't start seeing me do what I used to do.
Yeah,
it's what I've always done. Like I've trained with some serious sort of athletes, and you probably have too. And like, but that there was that gap where people were like, "Oh, he's a party boy who goes and like messes birds around." And do you know what? I fucking enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed it for that time period, but I knew that it was always the plan of coming at the end. Like what people don't see is like that academy stuff. Like I did during the day when I was hungover or when I was just shattered in the car in the back of a big black Mercedes that someone else was driving for us, but I was trying to like edit and program in the back.
Yeah. No, and no one sees that. Yeah.
Nah, like it is much harder to try and sell online fitness plans online. It's just it's nuts. People don't understand it.
But you just got to be like, consistent and non-stop, right? Like even like with myself, when people are like, "Oh, Diren, so you've last 2 years your followers has gone up." I'm like, bruv, I've been in the fitness industry for 10 years. It's only just started. It's like similar to you. You were doing PT and then you get all these followers, and then people like they know you for say that. People say to me, "Oh, there's James Smith's friend." Like, I don't care. Like I've literally I'm happy about that. Just like that's why I was interested to know, like, if someone turned around and said to you, "Oh, there's Adam from Love Island," would it be annoying or would it not? And I remember chatting to this about Frankie at IFS, and he was like, he was happy to be here because now people are starting to look at him for fitness reasons, you know?
Yeah.
But
my missus went to that. The girl that I'm seeing now, she went to that IFS with you and Frankie. Yeah. You wouldn't have seen.
Okay, you can tell me after. Tell me after.
I'll tell you after. Yeah.
Tell me after.
But
tell me after.
She's
okay.
She's a good girl. But like, it's funny because like that, like PTs that work for me, and if I've helped them learn certain things, like certain techniques, certain tips. We are all in this. Like, we respect each other because we know we can see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I said to them, "Oh, you should go to that IFS because you'll learn loads of good stuff." Like, we know, like James is a monster with the email marketing and stuff like that, and you are and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, you should go for that. Before I was even saying that, I was like, you should go and see that because like they'll teach you a lot of stuff. That was even before any of the TV and stuff like that.
Oh, bro, you need to make sure you come to the next one because it's just a great. And I think PTs and I guess people in general, they always fear the fact they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to share my knowledge and this and that." And I'm thinking, bruv, there's enough for everyone to do well. There's enough to help around. You know, there's like billions of people in the world, and we're in an industry, a fitness industry, where the industry will never end. Like people are always going to need fitness, so there's always people to help. You know, so you need to come to the next one. Come to the next one. Come to the next one.
Definitely, 100%.
Bro, is there anything you'd like to add to this? It's been great having you on.
I don't know, mate. I just want to come meet you next time and do it in the studio.
Do it in the studio, and when we're in Newcastle or something, I think in next year or something. Bro,
yeah, I've seen the tour.
100. You gotta come through, come to the show. For people, tell people where they can find you. They know where to find you anyway, but you gotta tell them. I can't not say that.
Instagram at Adam Collard, YouTube Adam Collard. And apart from that, any of my stuff is the Sculpt. Well, it's adamcollard.com, the Sculpt Academy. And there's going to be loads of stuff. I really, really, really can't wait to get out of this because the people that I've met who are influencers and stuff like that, and I hate using that word for myself, and you probably do too a little bit because you care more, but like I'd rather be doing stuff with people who I want to do stuff with, like you,
Yeah,
than
yeah,
the people that I've potentially met. I've met some really cool people, don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I think like making content, for example, like if we went and spent a week together, it would be just fucking hilarious and also productive.
100%.
Like,
Which,
you know,
which
that's
we will
what
do.
I want to do.
Yeah, we will do
exactly.
for sure. And for everyone that's listening, thank you for listening. Make sure you go check out Adam's fitness stuff, especially his YouTube. He's like a taller, slimmer, leaner, better looking version of myself. Peace and love. Thank you for listening. Take it easy.